Fortunately, Unfortunately is a modified improv game where we tell a story through actions. The player fortunately tries to get out of a situation set by the other player unfortunately. Fortunately must fight monsters in the elements and escape using wits and luck. Battle and other situations are handled by coin flip and left to chance. Full list of rules in the description.
Through one of the holes in the wall, just in time as he barrels on through, right through.
Alright.
And I'm booking it.
Unfortunately, you hear the crashing stop. Turns.
Okay. His hand goes into the sand and he gouges out a huge thing turning around.
Oh no, I was just gonna go with the classic cartoon thing where he busts through another wall and then realizing that he he was there and turns back around.
And busts through.
No. He puts his hand reach and looks in, but you can only see the scabbard just kneeling in as he turns and sees you.
Wow, that's really.
But you don't know what. But you can't tell. Well, at least you can. You can try to, but you can tell by the fact that there's giant gaping holes in the wall, and then he stopped making them.
Yeah. I wonder if I can see if he actually has eyes. If I can see them just floating there, a pair of white eyes.
Is that your perception check?
Okay.
Is that your turn?
Oh, no. Okay. Fortunately, I jump through one of the holes in the wall, and I sprint to the center of town.
Okay. Unfortunately, the sun starts to lower the horizon. Just starting now, you're starting to get a nice dusk. Kind of risen. As
I love desert dusk.
temperature.
Getting cold.
Bit of decline.
Getting cool.
It's getting cooler now. The air is turned
Okay.
to a decent,
I wonder if that will
a nice 72 right now. A solid.
I wonder if that will influence him, make him sleepy or something.
Maybe.
Okay.
Or maybe be able to see him or something.
Okay. So I'm thinking that the well in the center of town has something to do with him. Because it's just supernaturally producing sand. And that seems to be his thing. So to give myself a little time to do that, to investigate that, get a perception check on that, I'm gonna try and distract him. So fortunately I get in one of the houses, crouch down against the wall and hide there and wait for him to peer around.
Okay.
Peer around the corner.
Unfortunately, you hear a few more crashes, and with the sudden burst of him running, you were able to decipher. Well, unfortunately, you were able to decipher that he's in near the middle of town, he's caught up. That's basically he's gotten close. He doesn't know exactly where you are because you're hiding or whatever, but he's bum rushed through another wall, and he's and he's in the center of town.
Okay.
He's doing this thing where he's scanning.
So, fortunately, in the house that I'm in, the walls are broken in such a way that the rubble forms a climbable wall.
I'm sorry? Okay, what?
The rubble
Okay. From?
forms a climbable wall.
In the building.
The building
That you're currently at.
that I'm in.
Okay. I'm just I'm
I'm
creating a visual image in my head so I know what I'm dealing with is all I'm doing.
One of the holes that he busted in the wall, it made the roof above it collapse, and there's an edge in the wall that I can scale.
But unfortunately, being that you were in hiding, it's on the other side where he came from. That's where he came from, Rob. You gotta get past him if you want this wall. Okay?
Oh no, I didn't need a wall to the city.
No. I meant like he made the wall. I'm saying, okay, I agreed with you and said yes. He busted through with the collapsation of a bunch of boulders. It caused some sort of rock wall or path or ledge-ish to something to climb up. Okay. I'm saying that happened from the last wall that he broke, and it's behind him because that's where he came from.
On the other side of
like,
town.
Since you're like, I'm gonna guess that you probably chose like the nearest house or one of the nearest houses from the town square. It's like you're northeast, and he came, and he came from southeast. Okay.
Yeah,
It's just like that kind of situation.
So,
okay.
Fortunately, I can move. I hope quiet enough over the sand that I spread out my way and army crawl out of this building and try and make it across the street.
Okay. Unfortunately, with him being in the center of town, his peripheral is, and him being also being of very larger stature, a few quick turns in the head, he was able to spot you.
So I see his scabbard point at me.
You see the scabbard. Okay.
Can I see his footprints in the sand?
I was gonna do that while he was running, but then you hid, and so I did something else.
Gotcha.
How about this? Alright? Unfortunately, this is part of it. He sees you, and by him knowing that he saw you, okay, by you knowing that he saw you, and with the sun lowering on the horizon, you start to see a faint red glow appear, as if eyes.
Ah. Finally. Okay. So there's a
Terminator kind of
ominous.
There.
And how tall is he?
I already said he was
7.
very tall. Dude was
7 feet, 8 feet.
I'm gonna say about 8.5.
Is he taller than the buildings? Probably.
He's taller than many of the. He's about the height of many of the first-story buildings, which are very much what are around you. He's very tall.
Okay. So, fortunately, knowing that he sees me now, I get up and sprint as fast as I can across the street to the wall and climb up it. Begin to climb.
Unfortunately, since he, obviously saw you, and he is relatively fast, killer instincts, as soon as he saw you originally, begins to bolt directly towards you as fast as you. Well, he's going. He's going.
Fun.
He's on a mission.
Okay. Great. This is fine. This is no big deal.
It's not like you don't know where you're going or anything.
Right. I've got a plan.
Of course I do.
Okay, fortunately, I scrabble up the wall, in time, and roll over onto the roof of the building, just as he busts through, the remaining wall under.
Okay.
And now I'm on the roof.
Unfortunately, with him busting through, what is left of the already pretty much faded buildings that are around you, and given that it's a desert town and some age, starts to get a little shaky up there. Building starts to kind of fall apart in some areas. Yep.
Alright. That's
fun.
Fortunately, I'm thinking we should do a coin flip for this. Because I'm going to say, fortunately, I can get up and jump to the next house over.
Okay, you want a coin flip for the jump?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Heads is fortunately right.
Always.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Just making sure.
Always. Heads up on everything.
All of the ways.
Okay.
Come on, Washington.
All right. Heads.
Woo! Made it.
All right. So tell us what you did.
So fortunately, with the roof tilting and building about to collapse, fortunately I make it to the edge of the roof and lunge with all my might, and hit
Flop
my,
on the next building.
yeah, I hit the other roof and just roll,
Kind of tumble
onto
yeah.
it. I just go, gosh, made it.
Now for something fun.
A moment's respite.
Unfortunately, with the creature, I don't know what to call this thing yet, because I know what I have in mind, but you don't know, so I can't just say it. Creature I have in mind, unharmed or unfazed by the crushing of the rubble upon him.
Of course.
Unfazed.
Oh, was that it?
Well, I have to establish if something happened. You did win a coin flip.
Yes.
And this guy is like,
I made the
instead of, I'm not, this was a different one, because I wasn't gonna throw just a bunch of stuff at you until something hits. This is one thing that's causing a lot of trouble.
Right. Gotcha.
He is,
Okay,
you're gonna be
cool.
your final obstacle no matter what, but he is the main obstacle as well.
Gotcha. So, now I don't know whether to keep jumping over the roofs to the exit of the town and try and escape, or go back to the center and investigate the sand well.
That's your choice now, Rob, isn't it?
That is my choice, isn't it?
Do you feel it's best to brave the wilderness at night? Where there could be no civilization
better
for
than the day,
miles
'cause-
while the creature may hunt you?
Better than doing that in the middle of the day, because
Or would you
I
rather
won't
go
burn to
back to
death.
the center of town where the creature can easily apprehend you with no coverage and no weapons or anything for your disposal to defend yourself? You got some
there's
rocks.
no reason why
You got a canteen.
full of sand.
Yeah, you could
it
chuck
hurts.
that.
There's no reason why he wouldn't be able to bust through the wall surrounding town and just, chase me out into the open desert.
That's your choice, and depending
So
on what
if I-
you do depends on what I do. And you never know. Like you said, there might be a connection between the well and the creature.
It might, might not. It might just be a random sand
And that
well.
is what makes this game fun. Coin Rob.
Alright.
Chance. If you want to flip for it, you want to flip for your choice. You
Yeah, I think that's a good
want to
idea.
flip for okay. You want to flip
Escaping or going back.
escape.
Trying to
How
escape
the
or
quest
trying to
continues.
go back. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Heads.
Heads.
You try to leave. Tails.
I go to
You
the wall.
investigate.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You're gonna try to leave.
Charlie, gotcha. Cool. Alright. So, fortunately, Monster is down there, trying to figure out what just happened, I guess.
I said unfazed.
And he's unfazed, but he doesn't know where I went.
Okay.
Unfortunately, I can jump to the next building over,
Yes.
and then the next one.
Well,
and then the
that's a
next one.
bunch of
And I
moves,
start
Rob.
heading there. I start
You
heading
start
that way.
continuing that pattern because the buildings are applicable like between each other. Okay. Unfortunately, due to your jumping and making of sound and the monster being unfazed by the crushing of the rubble of the first building, as you take every single jump in the next building, you realize that the buildings behind you crashing and falling below.
Great.
Leaving behind a wake. The creature is literally sticking out his arms and knocking down the pillars and foundation of the buildings as it goes by.
Anyway.
Okay. Sorry for that brief interruption. Arms stuck out. The creature is knocking down the buildings behind you in its wake. Trying to get at you.
Yeah. Yeah. Alright. Well, I can't keep this up forever all the way to the edge of town. But maybe I can get on a second-story building and then jump from there
To where? Okay. Well,
to the next building.
your turn.
I'll just keep, jumping the buildings. Fortunately, I see the wall at the edge of town, in my perception,
The edge of town.
in my Phaneron. I have a goal.
Okay.
About halfway there.
Alright. Unfortunately, the creature stops crashing
That's pretty fortunate.
and stops crashing, and then as soon as he stops, you hear the stop the crash. You hear a crunch, and you see an intake on the roof that you just recently jumped off of.
Oh gosh. What did he do? Did he pull
No.
his teeth?
What I'm implying is that he jumped onto the roof.
Oh. Oh no. Oh, that's not good.
With a now beaming, glowing red, perfect circular eyes gazing at you.
Great.
With probably the sun now gone.
The sun is positioned in the sky behind him in such a way that it looks like a third eye.
He has that glow around him. That's the only you can see him just because of the glow.
Right. What's he look like? Does he look like that giant shark alien from Lilo and Stitch?
You can't see him.
Because that's what I've been picturing.
You can't see him in all of his. You can only just make out a more distinct outline of them. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
You got like a full outline of him now. You just know he's big, he's hulking, and he's huge.
And he's got a head and all that.
Yeah, there's
because it could be that his head is down and his shoulders are above him.
It's just he's just big. It's just proportionally big. He looks like just a humanoid type creature.
Wow. And he's wide.
He's very big in the chest. Yes, he's got thunder thighs.
Good. Thank goodness. If he were that monstrously huge and also deathly skinny, that would just be terrifying.
He's pretty big by what you could tell.
Cool. So I take a moment to be like, oh, cool.
It's that is so cool.
Alright. I'm gonna stay on the roof because I feel like if he keeps jumping, eventually he's just gonna fall through.
Oh, he's not okay.
And have to jump back up.
So you're sticking to your current platform that you okay.
Yeah. No, I mean I'm gonna stay on the roofs.
Oh, you're still going on the roofs. Okay.
Yes.
I thought you decided to stand your ground on one of the roofs. Okay,
No.
I didn't know what you were doing. I'm making sure.
I roll for diplomacy.
I roll for an intimidation check.
Yeah, so fortunately I keep going. 3/4 of the way there.
Okay.
I think one more turn and I'll be able to jump for the wall.
Okay. Unfortunately, understanding that this race will just keep continuing the way it goes, it takes 2 large leaps towards the edge of the building, to the other edge of the building that it is standing on, the roof, and pushes off, leaping towards you, leaping towards your direction.
Oh, awesome.
It's midair right now. Like, it's just like...
Does it still have its sword?
Yes, it has a death grip on it in its hands.
Great. But why? What did I do?
What did you do in any of these adventures, Rob?
It's a good point.
The point is that you're somewhere
all
that
right.
you weren't supposed to be.
Yeah. Okay. With how big it is, jumping at me, I feel like when it lands, it's just gonna go straight through the roof. Like, hit the, far wall and break it off, and the whole wall on that side will fall into the street.
Maybe not. That could be your turn, but I can decide whether or not that will suffice. But come on.
So fortunately, it's coming at me, so I try to juke it. At the last second, I jump to the building immediately to the right.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Juke. Should I flip for that, or are you gonna let me have that?
I'll let you have it.
Cool. I do a sick juke, sick parkour move to the other.
Unfortunately, the creature does come crashing down into the building that you were just on from its leaping with its good direction and parabola.
That's a parabola.
It's a parabola. This ain't no horch. Alright.
We should call it that. We should call it a horch.
The creature understands that it won't make that jump to the building beside it, so it tries to angle itself best it can as close to the building it does, and crashes and takes the side of the wall nice. Of the building that you were on out along with the building that it crashed into.
Nice.
Yes, just like...
And now my ears hurt from all that destruction. Alright, but fortunately, the house, the next house over is the one that's right up against the wall. So I made it.
Okay.
Or at the very least, I jump to the next roof, and then
You're on the wall
there.
now.
Yes.
Okay.
Or in front of it.
You're in front of the wall.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, it appears that upon your inspection of the roof and the wall in front of you, that it is too high to just jump and grab the ledge of.
So I wonder if I can get it to jump at me, that I can
Mario jump it.
Jump
You're gonna
off
Mario
it.
Jump it.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're gonna Yoshi it.
I'm totally gonna Yoshi it.
Okay, but that's not a turn.
So fortunately, turn around, standing there in front of the wall, pull out my canteen, pull out my map. I don't know why, just cause I got it, and I'm ready.
All right. Unfortunately,
I can get it to crash through the wall and then jump out that hole.
Unfortunately, as you look upon the dusting. God, what is with my words today? The settling of the dust.
The dusting.
The settling of the dust.
It's dressed in a maid outfit suddenly, and it's dusting.
After the settling of the dust starts to appear, you realize that the creature is holding. It's still like 2 houses away. It's in the pit. It's stopped, and it's at the wall. In one hand, because the dust has now covered it, you can clearly see what is happening with this creature.
Ooh.
It is holding
Tell me.
a very large rock in its free hand and the sword in the other. It has removed the scabbard. It has removed the sword from the scabbard and is now clutching the sword in its hand.
Good. It's clutching it right on the blade, right?
No,
at the
no, no.
bottom.
He's holding
Not even using
the
the handle.
and the other hand he's holding a very large, bigger than this hand rock boulder, almost
Awesome.
size.
And what does he look like? Covered in dust.
He looks like the hardest thing is to describe out of what you could perceive from what you could get, because the dust gives you a faint image plus the moonlight and the way he is. All you can see is that what it looks like
Invisible.
is like a hooded. It looks like a hooded mecha robot. That's just like it's just worn and wires are starting. You can see like pieces that are just starting to stick out, and like pieces that are jarred. It looks like it's in pain and uncomfortable, but it can't feel it. All
Dang.
it knows is
That is not what I was expecting at all.
it's just like this malformation that is just wants nothing more than to do its last duty before it burns out.
I was totally picturing the giant shark man from Lilo and Stitch.
No, nothing like that.
But it's a robot.
It's a robot of sorts.
That's really cool. If I could communicate with it, maybe I could outsmart it, but it hasn't spoken to me. It's just tried to kill me. And hey, I can take a hint. Alright. So maybe if I pour sand into its wires, it'll short circuit.
Maybe, but as you can probably clearly tell, that it's probably has a bunch of that in there already.
Yeah, it's probably fine with sand. Considering its location. Alright. Okay, well now I gotta do something. Fortunately, I see behind me on the wall. It's a rough wall, right?
Yeah.
Like the bricks are all
Like it's
sticking out at odd
decision.
angles.
We
It
haven't
is.
deciphered what this wall looks like. All we know is that it's bigger than you.
Yes. Well, upon closer inspection, very rough wall. Right. And not, like it doesn't have much give, but I could probably climb it.
Okay.
So I'm gonna try and do that.
Unfortunately.
Steal myself up and hop against the wall.
Unfortunately. Before you made your first couple steps onto the wall, you had one last look at the rope, because obviously you got to turn to face the wall. You're not going to turn around and keep climbing. You're going to probably look back every so you can, so you can figure out. You see the boulder that the robot was clutching flying towards you
Oh, great.
at a very accurate
Forgot about that. Forgot about that.
So, you're gonna roll for a dodge.
Cool. I'm cool
Whether or
with
not
that.
you're gonna be pinned against this wall, or you're gonna move out of the way of.
Looks like I'm caught between a rock and a sandy place.
Do you
A
want?
rock and a bigger rock.
This just seems like a oneer. This doesn't seem like.
Yeah,
Okay.
I just turn around and there's a giant rock coming at me and I'm like, oh gosh, I forgot about that!
Tails.
This is gonna hurt.
The boulder hits you clear in the back due to the fact that you were trying to climb the wall, and hits you, puts you up against the wall, making you drop your canteen
Oh no, man, I can't
and
do
your
this.
papers.
I thought I would just fall off entirely because that thing like crushed my spine.
No. Like you didn't get on top. You were starting to grab the wall. You got hit, and then it's just like you fell back, and now the boulder fell off to the side, and you fell off. And so you're back onto the roof. Basically, it stopped you from getting onto the roof, and you dropped your canteen.
Yeah.
And
I'm out of breath.
you are now in very deep pain. You are in pain.
I think one of my ribs is cracked.
You you're having a hard.
A couple of
You're a
them.
little disoriented. Like you're trying to get yourself back up. Okay.
He threw a boulder at me.
Yes, he did.
And it hit me square in the back.
Yes.
I ain't getting up.
Not with that attitude. Come on now.
Not immediately.
Okay, you would think with the adrenaline of what's going on, you would think you'd be able to numb a little bit and get your ass back up.
I mean, yeah, I'm just saying. Once I'm good, my ribs are gone.
One good rib is gone, yeah. Probably.
One good rib. I just need to drink some of my sand. I'll be fine.
It's your turn.
I love the crunch. Okay. Great. Fortunately, I choke, clear my throat, I can breathe, I catch my breath, and I roll onto my side and I just go, oh gosh. But other than that, I think I can get up.
Okay. Unfortunately, the robot begins to leap again to jump back up onto the roofs. And being
Great.
only 1 to 2 away, it's jumping for the one you're on.
And here it comes.
I woke up the spring release of
just
death.
I look up and I see it descending, and I'm just like, "Oh, take me!" Oh gosh. Maybe if I get it to land on the boulder, it'll slip.
What?
Yeah. Yeah, if it lands on the boulder, on its feet,
Sure.
its foot will skid out on the boulder and it'll slip and fall over.
Why not? You want to do that? You want to gamble
I do.
that? 'Cause
Yes.
that's a gamble.
I want to push the boulder into its path,
Okay.
or pull it into its path and get it to slip.
Okay. You want a coin flip for that?
I do, yeah. I think that's a
Coin.
2.
Sorry. Yeah, it's a twofer. That's definitely a twofer. Alright. Heads.
Woo!
It's twofer.
Yeah, but I'm...
Tails. God, I dropped it. You want to go with you want to go?
Come on, don't hold
do you
me in
wanna go with
suspense.
what it dropped with?
Yeah,
Okay, hold on.
ultimate chance.
Okay, this is the end flip, though. You know that, right? Heads. You won.
Yes!
So,
Awesome.
I have something for this, but it's all you.
Right.
I was gonna go with
It's...
because you had a bat in there. It was like you,
Yes, I did.
put the boulder in the way. You successful put the boulder. That's the first
uh-huh.
one. The bad
Yep.
one is that it didn't do anything. He just crushed it beneath his feet. The third one is a roof
Oh, great.
collapsed exactly where he was and he fell through.
Exactly where
Like
he
it just
was.
like
I was
a
gonna
big
go with the roof
cartoonish,
collapse,
and then it
but
just
I thought I would
it just
fall
like
in
you
with
fall like the roof collapses exactly where he was standing in, but you're fine.
it. Okay.
You want to do that?
So I mustered up enough strength to stand up and push the boulder in his way and then roll out as fast as I can. He lands on it and just crushes it. Just reduces it to pebbles. But then also the roof collapses underneath him and he falls through and lands on his feet. And now he's just standing there.
So you're still on like the fragmented part of the roof. Okay. All right. I think it is time for the final coin flip.
I think so too.
I think it's time.
Because I've got something.
You're stuck between a rock and a hard place.
Let's start between a rock and a robot.
A rock, and then a really scary robot rock.
Stuck between a robot and a sandy place.
All right. This is a 4.
A
This is a 4.
All right.
If
Okay.
it's 2 for 2, I have an ending.
Okay.
It's like an in-betweener. I have like
I'm
a
cool with that.
medium ending. If it's, total, then that's it. Okay.
And if it's total good,
If it's total good, that's all you.
Nice.
I have a bad,
I can come up
and
with
I
something
have,
sick.
like, that's an okay.
Oh,
Okay?
oh, oh.
I can also
And those
technically
are the
have a good
only-
one, kind of. But,
Yeah.
Alright.
Here we go.
Tails.
Come on, Washington.
Heads.
What'd I ever do to you? Okay, awesome.
All that, and I just, like, dropped it. Tails.
Dang it.
I actually
only
kind of
hope
want
for
the
the
medium
in-between
ending.
and out.
I want the medium ending.
So here it comes.
I have no idea where that went.
Come on, man. Don't hold me in suspense.
I'm not trying to. I dropped the coin. I have no idea where it went. Oh boy.
Where'd it go?
We got a Florida coin.
Yeah. Florida. Don't leave it up to
We're
Florida.
gonna leave it out to Florida. Okay. All right. For all
Here
the
it comes.
marbles. Heads.
Yes.
You get the medium
Yes.
ending. Do you
A not terrible
do you
ending.
want the medium ending?
I do. Tell me the medium ending. So that was tails, heads. Tails, heads.
Yes.
Cool.
Unfortunately, realizing where you are, crushing the last platform, the robot brings you down to his level.
It just like sweeps
It
its
just-
arm to the
It
side.
just swings swings its sword, knocking it down.
Mhm.
Okay?
And
You're down there with
okay.
him. With him moving over you now.
Cool.
Fortunately, he
A barely
stops,
visible.
notices your canteen. Notices that it is broken open and is full of sand.
Oh my gosh. Is that gonna save my life?
Unfortunately, it takes its fist and rams it down at the base of the building, crushing the canteen, missing you, and busting a large hole through the wall.
It punches the canteen into the wall.
No, it punched. No. Being that you're probably on the far side of the building, near the wall,
Yeah.
you fell down near there,
Yeah.
and that's probably where you dropped your canteen. It punched the canteen, and with its fit of rage still going from that punch and how strong it is, it shatters and makes a huge hole in the wall.
Gotcha.
Okay?
It was mad at my canteen.
Okay? No. Leaving a big giant hole in the wall for you to live.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yes.
That's like the unfortunately kind of destroying it. Fortunately, all you see is, unfortunately, the robot then looks at you, turns around, and heads back to the center of town where the well was.
Oh my gosh, I think I get it.
And he smashes, and what he does is he smashes the sand, and then just collapses on his knees. And then as the wind takes the remaining dust off of him, he disappears into the night.
Sheesh. He goes full invisible. Is he still actually there, or did he like
He
disintegrate?
didn't disintegrate. He just turned invisible from your gaze. You don't know if he's there anymore or not.
Right.
Yes. That's the tale. Leaving you to wander in the wilderness with your
And
wall.
like outside the city, it's actually not a desert. It's just like a beautiful forest.
Could be. Don't know. That's not the story
Mhm.
you tell here, Rob.
Because what I think what happened was he didn't want me to steal his magic sand.
No.
Oh,
He's
really?
there to protect the water.
Water. The
He
sand.
was there for the water. He was made to protect the water.
But he thinks that the flowing sand is water.
He realized that you were not. He realized that you weren't stealing water.
Oh. Gotcha.
Yes.
Alright.
That concludes another episode.
Man, what a journey. And I'm just sitting there like, that just sort of happened to me. I wasn't even involved in it.
Usually how it goes. Alright.
And I'm just like, alright. I get up and just sort of, you know, keep looking back and forth as I just walk out the hole.
Mm-hmm.
What a day.